Heel John Cena finally explained his actions. Excuse me, naughty heel, naughty babyface. He's a human being. Everybody expected a new theme song, new attire, keyword being expected.
You get nothing!
He's such a big heel now, he said you ain't getting any of that. Good, I can keep my John Cena plush toy. It's unfortunate, it seems like a big missed opportunity, but by doing so, John Cena is even a bigger heel because he refuses to play by the fans' rules. He doesn't care about what we want anymore. He doesn't care about me, he doesn't care about you, he sure as hell doesn't care about this kid, and it protects Cody from fans turning on him, because John Cena is a cool heel now. You know, I do want a new look, a new theme song, but I've also realized, you made me angry, Cena. And that was the point. Well, the good news is me and John Cena are still in somewhat of a relationship.
I'm breaking up with you.
My dinner plans changed. Obviously a generational promo. The rest of the show was kinda okay-ish with some baffling booking decisions, almost pointless promos. WWE Creative has no idea what to do with this story anymore. And the end of the show was a bit of a lackluster in my opinion. To be fair though, I think it's just because my expectations were a little too high. They should have saved this segment for the end, because I was still expecting something from John Cena and Cody. Now, the good news is John Cena will be on the next episode of Raw, which is good because so many questions were still left unanswered. But outside that Cena promo and the crowd, the show was mostly okay. Now people, let's talk about Raw. Obviously the show kicks off with John Cena. Crowd was electric. John Cena sucks chants booing this man out of the building. You know what people, I understand John Cena now. For everything he's done for you for 25 years! This is how you repay him. This is how you repay him. He could barely talk. At one point I thought he's leaving. Man, I was so disappointed. I was like, oh my god, these crazy ass fans made John Cena leave. I was waiting for this Raw episode for 3 weeks, I believe. And now he's leaving. When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. I'm right, you're wrong. For 25 years, I've been the victim, okay? I've been the victim of an abusive relationship. The crowd is abusive and hurtful. They've bullied me into being their damn puppet and expected me to do it with a smile. Here's where John Cena is wrong. We expected you to turn heel, actually. You know, again, people are booing this man. He said, you are making this so easy for me, so classy. I'm not a babyface or a heel, I'm a human being. So, I didn't really like this line. There's a right and a wrong way to break kayfabe, break the fourth wall. This is too much for me. I know in this scenario, it's not that big of a deal. I know what he means. He still didn't necessarily expose the business, but I hate terms like these being used on television. But still, there's a very simple explanation. He knows that this is what the fans are going to call him, a babyface or a heel. I'm none of these things. It's not like he's actually breaking kayfabe, right? And I've seen a tweet that got like almost 2,000 likes of people comparing this to this AEW segment where she basically said, I know you guys know who's gonna win the match before the match even starts, which is like literally breaking the kayfabe, and people are saying, oh, so you only have a problem when women are saying this? Jesus Christ. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Each and every person in the crowd has been awful to me. It's been the same noise for 25 years. When I first got here in WWE, they loudly let me know they hated me. I changed and hoped they would like me, and they did for a bit, but then I won. I won a lot, and they hated it. It wasn't enough. The point was, Cena, you won too much. That's why people hated you. You know? But I'm very glad he didn't say, then I started losing, you know? In my final moments, what's left to do? I can walk away. I announced my retirement. I tried one last time to get along with you, and you ruined it like you ruined everything. For 2 seconds it was great, but then it was never enough. So this is a bit of a plot hole, because in reality, like, people started to really appreciate Cena. He wasn't getting the John Cena sucks chance, you know. I think for the past few years, if anything, people were excited to see John Cena in the WWE, and this is what I hate. You know, I love the fact that he went against the crowd, and the promo was absolutely amazing. I watched it like 3 times already, but at the same time, we didn't get that explanation, really. You know, why The Rock? Why he decided to go with The Rock? What changed? It's not like during this recent run the crowd turned on him. That wasn't necessarily the case. No matter what I do, it's never enough. You should all be ashamed. All you do is take and take and take. You only care about yourselves. Not one of you sons of ask me how I feel. Everybody's like, how big is your forehead, the great one? But nobody's like, how's your forehead? You know, this is a promo that would have worked even better in like 2012 when people actually hated John Cena. So it's a little too late to be like, yeah, the fans don't respect me, because it's not necessarily true. You know, it's not necessarily true, which is one of the very few things I actually kind of disliked about this promo. I wish there was more about The Rock, because it didn't really seem like he turned heel because of the crowd. He turned heel because of the opportunity. You don't get a new look because you dress like me. I don't dress like you idiots. You don't get new music. That's my voice on that song. Your time is finally up. My time is finally now. So this is what I did like. Basically, he's such a big heel. He's like, I know that's what you want from me, and that's why you're not getting any of it. I tried to be good to you. I've been this hustle, loyalty, respect guy for 25 years, and you still didn't like me. So you know what? You're not getting any of that. I make the rules now. People are chanting for Cody, and he's like, oh, your brand new shiny toy. The Cena sucks jackoffs are awful people. You claim to support me, but what have you ever done? As he's talking about people with John Cena t-shirts. You steal from me. You steal my personal moments and my time. You've made me your toy. I'm the butt of your invisible joke. It's not funny. It's pathetic. You're pathetic. Okay, I gotta agree. The John Cena jokes, 90% of them are not that funny. And he points at the kid in the crowd. Oh my god. Imagine being that child. Daddy, he's so mean to all of these people. Thank God I'm wearing my John Cena shirt today. He's not talking about me. And this child right here, this child specifically sucks. What did I do wrong, Daddy? So good. We all kinda know John Cena as a person. I bet it was kinda hurtful for him to do this, right? For a guy who made the most Make-A-Wish appearances. I really believe it sucked for John Cena. He really didn't want to do that, but he knew this is what will get the most attention, to actually talk down to a child. My heart breaks for this kid, man. I'm breaking up with you. You're dumped. I don't need you, and I don't care about you. You don't matter to me. There's no noise you can make because you know I'm right. The "you don't matter to me" line was so good. Because this reminds me of that one scene in Better Call Saul. The main character, Saul Goodman, was really seeking his brother's attention throughout the series. Like, he wanted his approval, right? And in the end, he was like, you know what? You don't matter to me that much anyway. And that was one of my favorite scenes in any TV series. So I really felt that. Then we see Cody Rhodes. And I feel like we didn't get enough at that point, but I still realize we're getting more of these segments anyway, so maybe it's right for WWE to save it. All he said basically was, I want the real John Cena, not this. I want to wrestle the real John Cena, not this whiny bitch. And obviously WWE recording good shots for their video packages. Man, at the end of the day, sure, some of it slightly doesn't make sense, I understand. Kind of reminds me of WrestleMania 40 situation where basically Cody said, I'm getting Roman, but not this year. And then we never actually got that explanation why Cody said that in the first place. We never fully understood why he decided, you know what, Rock, you take this match. And then he changed his mind. We never actually got to hear the actual explanation. So there was always that little plot hole. In this scenario, I hope we're going to get an explanation why he chose to be with The Rock, even though he already won the Elimination Chamber match. Like, as a viewer, as a fan, I'm just excited about this shit, right? But as a reviewer, as a, wrestling condition, as a wrestling speculation, I am trying to nitpick this because I'm making a video, so, you know, I have some questions. And again, I'm not gonna lie, I expected more on this show. Like, seeing a shot of Cody Rhodes backstage all beaten up with blood on his head, and John Cena leaving the arena. I kinda expected that. Something to close the show between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Because you see, people, the main storyline of Monday Night Raw for the World Heavyweight Championship kinda blows now. We'll talk about that. Anyway, then we see Ludwig Kaiser. He cuts a promo and we got a match between Ludwig Kaiser and Penta, which was an absolute banger actually. Reminded me of a house show match where basically we're just going to do a bunch of crazy ass shit to make the crowd happy. And the crowd they were happy. You know, I like the announce table spots. I especially like the steel chair spots. Some of it felt like, you know, you can't do that nowadays in the WWE, so I really appreciate that. Obviously, Penta wins the match. It was a big night for Penta, and we all loved the guy. Not on this episode. I just feel like Penta closing the show wasn't that big of a deal. For an episode of Raw that so many people were excited for. At the end of the day, it also shows that WWE are taking this guy really seriously, which is amazing. And he says he's coming for the Intercontinental Championship. The Judgment Day wish Finn Balor luck in his Intercontinental Championship match. Balor wishes them luck against Jade Cargill. Dominic reveals he wants to recruit Penta into the Judgment Day, but Balor is furious, pointing out that Penta is just challenging him for the IC Championship. Balor calls Dominic a snake. So we're gonna talk about that later in the main event, because all of this connects to the main point of the show, the main segment of the show. Not sure how I feel about all of this. Obviously some exciting stuff. I was expecting a ladder match, like multi-man ladder match for the IC Championship, because at this point it's really hard to tell what WWE have planned for the IC Championship. Like every week we're seeing different challengers and different teases. We saw Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile. Some LWO and Chad Gable drama in this one. This was a very short match actually, I believe, because the first segment was quite long. Almost like half an hour, I believe. So Dakota Kai takes the W right here. Then we got the Women's World Title segment. Basically, Adam Pearce hosts the contract signing for Io Sky versus Bianca at WrestleMania. Bianca kinda got booed during this segment, which is really unfortunate, but like I've said, this is something we talked about like a year ago. She needs a heel turn. I hope WWE can capitalize on that. In a way, I hope people are booing her because, not because she sucks, she's amazing, but at the same time, we kinda need a character change. I can already see, man, she would be an amazing heel. Io Sky demands respect. She will still be champion after WrestleMania and signs the contract. Bianca respects Sky but warns not to cross her line again. She signs the contract too. Rhea interrupts and obviously Rhea and Belair argue and Sky gets shoved again. Ripley headbutts Belair, kicks Sky, powerbombs Sky into Belair. The table didn't break. Ripley takes the contract and signs it. At first I thought, okay, this is goofy as hell. You can't do that shit. Everybody would do it. You know, it doesn't make any sense. This is like Vince McMahon shit. But at least WWE acknowledged, well, you can't actually do that. You're acting like a child. So it's not like it's official yet. You know, we gotta get more. At the end of the day, it has to be Io Sky was like, I don't care. I'll beat both of you. You know, you gotta make it make sense. Okay, people, let's set up a funeral. We got Austin Theory versus Jey Uso. A 6-second match where he won with a crossbody? What was that? So he beats Austin Theory. Gunter attacks Jey. Jey came out on top, even got to hold that World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, people, I hate conspiracy theories. I don't believe them in wrestling most of the time. Triple H hates this guy. Triple H hates Austin Theory. He refuses to push the guy because he's a Vince McMahon guy. No, seriously, what was the point of that? You know, a lot of fans are already kind of rejecting Jey Uso, and now you give us this shit? What does that add? And in general, I was so fine with Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble match. This sucks. Why is he in a rivalry against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller? This adds nothing to this show. Next week we're getting a mystery partner, which is most likely going to be Joe Hendry, which is fine. You know, it's a fun moment. This doesn't feel like a world title rivalry in any shape or form. What burying the fuck out of Austin Theory adds to this rivalry? Oh my god. If I'd be Austin Theory, I'd be pissed. If I'd be John Cena, I would be pissed. You made me lose against this guy who just got buried on live television in 6 seconds. I guess it was supposed to be this, oh my god, he won against Jey in 7 seconds. That's so freaking cool, guys. Lit. Yeet. I think majority of the fans were like, the fuck? that was my reaction. I'm like, the fuck just happened? People, not a single casual wrestling fan is that casual to be excited about something like this, right? Come on. Theory is a really talented professional wrestler. So much potential. Really have no idea what WWE did right here. Then we got Creed Brothers versus LWO. Another fun match. Again, you can't really tell because the crowd was so electric. You can't really tell sometimes. Was it a good match or the crowd are just excited to see the WWE in their country, you know? But basically, they won the match, LWO, and then we got Chad Gable with a mask, which is, again, really, really goofy. But like I've said in my previous video, I just hope this man gets a WrestleMania match. That's basically it. Then we got Seth Rollins. By the way, I never realized that, but he always has a matching Titantron entrance videos basically with his attire. That's a pretty cool detail. Never realized that before. So this was basically an announcement about an announcement in a way. He welcomes the crowd, a lot of singing. I mean, the song is not that good, guys. He mentions Roman Reigns' attack, saying Reigns still can't plan without him. Calls CM Punk the luckiest loser and says he almost ended Punk's WrestleMania dreams. Plans to handle the OTC situation himself. Teases showing up on SmackDown to get between Reigns and Punk. Hypes the main event and leaves the crowd singing his song. Basically, nothing. He basically said, I'm gonna be on SmackDown, guys. Makes me excited about SmackDown even more. You know, Roman, Punk, Rollins finally on the microphone, hopefully. You know, talking about what's gonna happen. Possibly the reveal of the favor, which I don't see actually happening. But yeah, this was basically watch SmackDown, guys. AJ Styles says Logan Paul doesn't belong in WWE. Karrion Kross interrupts, suggesting Styles is actually mad at himself. Kross points out how long it took Styles to reach WWE compared to Paul. Styles brushes it off, saying Kross' mind game's not gonna work. I know Kross is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. You know, he's been kinda 50-50 in the WWE so far. But again, there are so many theories about what he's actually doing. He always mimics the look of his opponents, and anytime he feuds with anybody, talks with anybody, they turn heel. It seems like there is a bigger plan. I just can't wait to find out what that exactly is. Finally, we got the Intercontinental Championship match, Finn Balor versus Braun Breaker. So I thought this is not gonna be the last segment of the show because obviously this show was really hyped up. I'm sorry, man, but how can you be really excited when the Judgment Day are in the main event and they lose every single match? It's really hard to take them seriously anymore. But you know, at one point I was like, maybe Finn Balor is actually taking that championship, and that's the reason why we're getting this match in the main event, and it's gonna set up a ladder match. A lot of people are gonna be pissed. A lot of people are gonna want that opportunity. It was Dominic though who accidentally cost his friend the match, and Braun Breaker retains the championship. But then they tried to repay Finn Balor and attacked Braun Breaker. We get Penta who clears the ring, and it almost seems like the WrestleMania match is official, even though I still expect, since so many people are in this rivalry kinda, everybody's focused on Braun Breaker, I do believe it's going to be a ladder match. I don't know, something tells me this is not the final version. And this closed the show, people. I'm like, okay, this would be a really cool segment in the middle of the show, but since this show was all about John Cena and Cody, we needed a little bit more. What this show showed me actually is that the World Championship title scene is dead. I know the crowd are responding to Jey Uso, and that's great, but that's not enough to make this interesting. It's really not. People are eating, having fun in the arena. Great. Awesome. He's over. Why does it feel like I'm watching WWE main event? The show, not the actual term. He's feuding with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller for whatever reason. You know, the story has no layers anymore. That's basically it, because they've been feuding for like 6 months now at this point. We already got the matches, we get the point. I was hoping WWE are gonna find something new, you know, tell the story in a different way, but it feels like there's nothing more to tell, so they decided to make Jey look a bit more strong by including Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, who are actually very potential superstars in the WWE, who are getting almost like buried for no reason whatsoever. I hate the word buried because most of the time it's not necessarily true, but when you lose in 6 seconds against Jey Uso, not like Brock Lesnar or Goldberg, I mean, if that's not the definition of buried, I don't know what to tell you. Well, anyway, people, still, the John Cena promo was absolutely amazing. It's just that WWE keep making these questionable decisions lately. Thank you so much for watching this video, The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.